Welcome back, Blade fans. This old sword with you. And we've got an interesting duel of sorts today between two interesting Spyderco knives, the Ronin on your left and the Yojimbo 2 on your right. Both designed by Michael Janich, very well known and respected longtime blade arts practitioner and instructor and knife designer. Quick background. The Ronin, the fixed blade on your left, the term comes from a Japanese samurai who is masterless, either because his master died or because his master kind of sent him off and didn't back him anymore. And there's a long history you can read up on about the feudal period of Japan and the role of the samurai, which was quite significant. Yojimbo was a 1961 movie with Mifune, Toshiro Mifune, very well-known actor in Japanese films, samurai films in particular. Some quick specs before we get started here. The Yojimbo 2 on your right is the second generation of the Yojimbo series by Michael Janich. It has a blade length of 3.125 inches, an overall length of 7.5 inches, blade thickness of 0.16 inches. It's out of CPM S30V. Considered to have a Wharncliffe blade, satin finished, handle length of 4.5 inches, G10. In this case, I have put some Allen Putnam grips on there that are 3D machine G10. Very nice. Upgrade from the standard ones that you'll see on the Ronin. Considered everyday carry, thumb hole open, compression lock. And it is right hand, left hand, tip up, tip down carry. Now the Ronin is a fixed blade, and it is the Ronin 2. It is made out of CTS BD1 stainless steel. It's exceptionally thin, texture G10 scales bolted to the full tang, secure grip. We'll take a look at all of this in a minute. It is slim, flat, and weighing less than 4 ounces. And it rides in a bolt-aron sheath with a versatile G clip attachment. I'm reading from Blade HQ. Some quick specs on it: 7.875 inches. Blade length of 4.125 inches, cutting edge 3.625 inches, and a blade thickness of 0.11. We'll check that in a minute. I think that's maybe not accurate, but we'll find out. It is a model FB09G2, made in Taiwan, and a handle length of 3.75 inches, and it has a hollow grind. So let's uncross them. There we have the Yojimbo, and there we have the Ronin. Some visual comparisons. You can see where edge to edge the Ronin is longer. You can also see where the Yojimbo is a thicker stock. There's your compression lock, and obviously no such locking mechanism on a fixed blade. Fairly plain, ordinary scales, which can be removed with the, I believe, Torx screws on the right side of the knife. It's got a lanyard hole And just like the Yojimbo, has the same thumb ramp where you can reach out and comfortably brace it with your thumb. There's no jimping on either knife. They're both smooth. And here we have S30V, and here we have CTS BD1N on the fixed blade. We might get to talk about that steel before we're done today. Otherwise, easy to look up either online or through the Knife Steel Compositions app that I recommend. Thicker handle, particularly with the Putnam scales on it, the Allen Putnam scales, which you can get at White Mountain Knives, amongst other places, by the way. Not sure if they'll be in stock, but they really give you a little more grippiness, although the G10 here has a lot of traction to it. And these are the scales that basically were on the Yojimbo 2. I'm sure you can, if you have one, you can determine how grippy it is. This is a little slicker, but it's got lots of ridges, and I happen to like the look. Put the deep carry clip on it, doesn't come with one. So advantages and disadvantages. Well, here's the sheath for the Ronin. It's a very nicely constructed, I believe it's a molded material. They call it Bolteron. Very solid, thick, and comparable to Kydex in many ways. Not like some of the cheaper molded sheaths that you see. You may or may not like this clip. Let's see if we can get out a little further here. But you can flex that enough to slip it over a belt and on it. You can change the position probably by maybe moving down to these two. There's a little more gap there. So I haven't tried it. I just picked up the Ronin. I've been waiting to pick one up for a while now, and the price was right. So they are available now, I believe, at White Mountain. You can look them up and use the discount code Old Sword for 10% off. On the Yojimbo, which is the larger version of this Yojimbo 2, a lot of people have sent it out to places like Hilltop Knife and Tool, BJ Hill. Will recontour that handle for you and get rid of those finger grips if you don't like them. I don't mind. Fits my hand well. And we've got the same contour going on here on a thinner handle. I may opt for thicker handles on this, although I don't know how it will work with the sheath. The sheath might need to be recontoured as well, if that's a direction that I go. But for now, to have an advantage of possibly even carrying this Ronin in the pocket for front pocket carry, it's a little bit long. Notice you've got a lot of extra past the point there. That's a good thing on a Wharncliffe, because you don't want that sheath pushing through if it falls or it gets pushed hard while it's on your belt or in your pocket. That hole there is a drainage hole for whatever may accumulate on the blade that's wet. We'll leave it at that. You can see the blade right through it. As I said, lanyard hole. No lanyard set up other than the I love the way this knife closes, by the way. Yeah, you're not really going to use that for a lanyard because you're going to cut it. This is one of the easiest spidey flicking knives around, and opening just in general. I love it. You probably like yours too if you have one, but maybe you haven't seen, heard of, or experienced the Ronin. So just thought I'd compare these two, make it sort of like a contest. Very similar blades, slightly longer on the Ronin. If you like fixed blades and you don't want to bother with a folder, and you like the Wharncliffe, and you like the whole concept that Michael Janich has put forward here, by the way, there's the Spidey hole, not that you need it. And it doesn't factor in the sheath retention either. But if you like a fixed blade and either haven't picked up a Yojimbo or you want it as a companion piece, that's kind of why I got it, then there you have these two very interesting self-defense purposed, but also EDC purposed blades. You can get a lot done around the kitchen with a Wharncliffe blade, or a lot of other chores or tasks. One last look at the points. We have a little more meat on the Ronin. They're both fairly thin blades. There has been a criticism of the Yojimbo having too fine a point. Michael Janich has defended that fact that it will hold up. If you're going to drop it on concrete, it won't. But there you have that very interesting form factor that Spyderco has produced and Michael Janich has designed. Hope this finds you well, and you give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe. I keep saying this on each of my recent videos, but we will have a giveaway coming up very soon, perhaps within a week of your viewing this video. Take care. This Old Sword, signing out.